Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alul hazna idha shi'ta sahla. Allahumma a'inni ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my brothers, sisters and elders. Inshallah, each and every single one of you are in the best of health and iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you, me and the whole Muslim Ummah steadfast on the deen of Islam. Ameen. Inshallah, today in our lesson number 15, we're going to study Ghunnah. Ghunnah means the nasalization of the sound. We have touched briefly on this before when we studied articulation points, and we talked about where does the sound comes from. As it says, nasalization, meaning the sound comes from the nose. Okay. The hole in the nose that continues back towards inside the mouth is the place where the ghunnah actually comes from. No letter is articulated from the nose. Each letter can have different sound characteristics. Ghunnah is not a letter, but it's a characteristic, meaning it's a sifa, a quality. Ghunnah is a characteristic of the letters Mim and Noon. So there's only two letters of nose, as we have studied in articulation points, which are Noon and Mim. Now these two letters are the one where you will apply the nasalization, where you will have the Ghunnah. Now when you do Ghunnah, it becomes stronger when there's a letter Mim and Noon and it has a shadda on top. As we studied in the other vowels, the shadda is basically the stress, and it's got a sign of shadda on top, like a scene, like at the beginning three, like a W sign. And the Ghunnah is always for two harakat, two movements. We will study a little bit more about Ghunnah, how many rules it involves, and how we can elaborate and discuss further how we can practically use Ghunnah on Noon and Mim. So here you can see a little flow chart, the hierarchy basically of Ghunnah rules. So the Ghunnah is a section of which we are studying now, right at the top in blue, and I will just explain to you what Ghunnah is. Now, when we go in Ghunnah rules, there are further two subsections, which are Noon Sakin and Tanween and Mim Sakin. Then further in Noon Sakin and Tanween, we have four further rules. Rule number 1, Idhar. Rule number 2, Iqlab or Qalb. Rule number 3, Idgham. Rule number 4, Ikhfa. Now, from these four rules, as you can see on the screen, Idgham has further two rules. Idgham bil Ghunnah and Idgham bila Ghunnah. Then coming back to the second level, which is the Mim Sakin. The Mim Sakin have further three rules: Iqlab or Qalb, Idgham and Idhar. Now what does these words mean? We will study in detail when we discuss the specific section. Now I just want you to understand what actually Ghunnah is, what is the structure which we are going to study further, what are the subcategories, and what are the names of those categories and subcategories of Noon Sakin and Tanween. So when I when I want to go further at studying Ghunnah, I will just focus on one of these two. Noon Sakin and Tanween is the first option we're gonna understand and look into, and then we're gonna study the subsection of Noon Sakin and Tanween, which are Idhar, Iqlab, Idgham, and Ikhfa, and all the way to Idgham bil Ghunnah and Idgham bila Ghunnah. Once we have studied and used examples and practically implemented this rule, that's when we're going to go back to Mim Sakin. And then we're going to study Mim Sakin, Iqlab, Idgham, and Idhar rule in Mim Sakin, of Mim Sakin. So I hope this is clear, the structure is clear, so you will have better idea what you're expecting next week. Now, the rules of Noon Sakin and Tanween. The Noon Sakina, as we have studied in previous lessons, is a noon with no haraka, meaning no movement, no stretch. Or you can remember this as with a sukoon sign on it. So the noon is called like a jazm or a sukoon or maybe nothing on it. As you can see in the slideshow, there's three or sometimes four different way of writing the script of the Quran, so we can have different vowels. Also, as you can see from the previous slide, the rules of Noon Sakin and Tanween, that's what the rule is called. So the Noon Sakin, we just recap quickly, and now we're going to look at what Tanween is. We have studied in detail in previous lessons. I'm just going to do a little quick recap on this. So Tanween is basically what you can see on the screen: Fathatain, Kasratain, and Dhammatain. And the most right hand column you can see the transliteration. There's an N sound in each and every single one of them. So an, in, un is the N sound there. Now let's have a look at next example. Now if we look the most left hand side, we got Mim, Dhammatain, Jim, Kasratain, Ba, Fathatain. And the most right hand side is actually the breakdown of this Tanween. So first one, Mim, Dhammatain makes the sound Mun. Hence it's broken down to Mim, Noon, Dhamma, Sukoon, Mun. Now you can see something which is repeating in each and every single row, which is the Noon Sakina. Hence the rule is called Noon Sakin and Tanween. The reason we're using Tanween because the Noon Sakin is within Tanween. It already exists in Tanween. So Tanween already includes the Noon Sakina by default, even though it's not apparent, as you can see from the left hand side column. But inside it, there is Noon Sakina when you break it down. Right. So this is what we're going to study first. Noon Sakin and Tanween. And as you understand now what Noon Sakin is, and you know, Alhamdulillah, what Tanween is. So after this, we have four categories in Noon Sakin and Tanween, which are Idhar, Iqlab or Qalb, is two names for it, Idgham, and Ikhfa. Out of these four, we have Idgham, which has further two categories, Idgham bil Ghunnah, Idgham bila Ghunnah. Now, I'm just going to briefly explain what these are called. So, Idhar means clear or apparent. That's what Idhar means, clear or apparent. Iqlab means change, or qalb. Qalb, basically in Arabic we call it to the heart. Heart is something which keeps changing as The example has been given in many sacred narrations, and one of the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to do dua all the time, saying, Allahumma ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik, which means, O the one who changes the condition of the heart, keep my heart steadfast on Islam, on your deen. So hence the word qalb, meaning which changes the heart. And iqlab is the same meaning too. Then we have idgham. Now idgham means simulation, or you can remember it as a merge, combining, a merge. So this idgham rule has further two categories. Idgham bil ghunnah, which means idgham with ghunnah. So idgham, the merge, bil meaning with, and ghunnah mean the nasalization. So merge with nasalization. And the second one is idgham bila ghunnah. Bila means without. So idgham without nasalization. Now the first one is idgham bil ghunnah, which is also called as complete merge, yeah, or complete simulation. Second one is called partial simulation, not complete merge. And then the last rule of Nun Sakin and Tanween is ikhfa, which means hidden, something which is hidden. So these are the rules, inshallah. From next week, we're going to start from Izhar, and we're going to go into detail. Basically, just to give you a quick introduction of these rules, how it's going to work is a Nun Sakin and Tanween. If Nun Sakin comes or Tanween comes, you see a Nun Sakin or Tanween. After that, if you see certain letters, which are the letters of Izhar maybe, or any of the rules, then you will take certain actions. So Izhar, Iqlab, Idgham, and Ikhfa. All these four subcategories have certain letters. They all four have certain letters. Say Idgham have a bunch of letters, say alif to ha. Iqlab have some number of letters. Ikhfa have maybe 15 letters. Izhar have maybe 10 letters. So there's a different number of letters. Yeah. So these number of letters are specific to these rules. When we learn these letters, we will call them, these are the letters of Izhar. So then we will say, if Nun Sakin comes or Tanween comes, and after that, if the letter of Izhar comes, then do this. If letter of Iqlab comes, then do this. If letter of Idgham comes, then we need to look further breakdown of Idgham with Ghunnah and without Ghunnah. Then do this or do that. When letters of Ikhfa comes, then do this. At this stage, we don't know what are these letters. We don't know what we need to do. All you have to remember is the Noon Sakin and Tanween. When you see them in the Quran, when you recite in any chapter, any surah, then after them, you need to look what is the letter. From Alif to Ya, it will be one of the letter. Yeah? Unless it's the last word. So inshallah, we're gonna study in detail in next week, in our next lesson, about the rules of Idhar. Jazakumullah khair. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.